is Charlene. That's my sister right there.
What's going on here, and why should we be interested?
Well, first of all, this is an electronic handheld tamper. It's pretty light if you want to hold it yourself.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
This feels lighter than last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, last year was like...
It was 3D printed, so it probably
Yeah.
had more material in
Yep.
it. This one is I forgot what type of plastic it is, but it's some sort of plastic. But, so in order to do it, all you need to do is just turn it on, you press the button right there, and then all you need to do is line up the two sides right there. You turn it, and then oh no! Wait, what happened? Oh, the tamper. Oh no, what happened?
Oh no!
Oh, it was at 6.
Who put it at 6? It was at 16, right?
So, yeah.
Yeah. Can you trust me?
So what happened? What was the issue?
Yeah, so the thing is, over here you can adjust the depth, and someone set it to 6.
Which is the lightest setting? Is that it?
And I think the lightest is just 1, isn't it?
Lightest is 1.
Yeah.
What's the maximum?
Let me
20.
bring this one.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's by millimeters, so 20 would be 20 millimeters.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
and this one was calibrated to 16, so now that it's correct, we can actually do it again. So then once we do it, there you go, now it's all perfect. Then we can do a flip test, completely fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
And you said a charge gets about 1,000?
Yeah, charge gets about 1,000, and in order to charge it, you just need to turn it off. So just hold for 5, or you can just turn for it to be automatic. And it's not cooperating with me, so you just need to put it down like this.
You can't charge it without it turning off.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, it won't charge unless it turns off?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It would be better.
It doesn't turn off like that.
More effective as far as battery saver.
Gotcha. And so it uses the induction technology to
So
charge.
it just shut off automatically, and then you can put it back.
Now you can
and
charge it.
And about how long will it take to recharge?
We haven't timed that yet,
Okay.
but usually when we use it, we just tamp and then put it back on the charger.
Oh, okay, cool. And so last year you were using ones that were...
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I remember you from last year. So we are Boston Electronic Tamper.
I'm that pretty. How's that?
So this was the one from last year. You might
'cause
recall.
These are the ones that were 3D printed.
Correct.
So now these are all like...
Correct. Those are mass production injected. Yes.
So are they manufactured here?
They are manufactured in Indonesia.
Indonesia?
Yeah.
Why Indonesia?
We came from Indonesia, and we had a history of establishing a manufacturing plant from the ground up a couple years ago, so it is easier for us to do it. We have the connections, we have the support from the Consul General as well, so it's
awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And so how much are these now? Still 300?
So we are now, the retail price is $250.
Oh, is that less than last year, 250?
Correct. This last year was actually 300. 300.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Correct.
300.
Yes.
Okay. Are you getting one?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, you already did.
I'm not carrying it home. Yeah.
I thought you made here with them now. Like,
Well,
We can.
because he wanted the black one.
oh, white one.
Oh, the white one.
Yeah, so you can scan the QR code right here and it'll bring it to you.
Yeah, he says it.
Oh, they're clear like that. That's kind of cool, man.
It is kinda
The clear
cool.
It's kind of cool.
So you can see everything inside. And
Look at that. That
also,
looks amazing.
if you put the battery over here on top, I forgot which side.
The clear one's
but
very
it'll
YouTubey.
glow.
Yeah.
It is. Does it come with the charger? Or
No, but you can get it at any store.
It's any iPhone charger.
Or pretty much any phone chargers.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
wireless,
these
the
are
wireless
all
one.
these are the induction. So
Yeah.
these coils are what interacts here with the magnets.
Yeah.
Oh, there's John again.
I'm Michael. It's nice to meet you.
What's going on with this stuff?
So this is Emissary. The company's called Odo, which means oddly distinct object. So we're trying to make products that are something that you actually would like to put out and look at even when you're not using them. So they're kind of sculptural that way. So this is a pour over. It's made out of stainless steel. It has removable legs. They're magnetized, so you can put them in and out.
Also easy storage then, right?
Yeah, or you can actually just put it right on top of a cup if you'd like to, too. So it comes in both ways, so you can just slide the cup underneath it. We also have what is originally called the unidentified espresso object, but it also goes by Scout. And have you seen where they freeze the ball bearing and they'll pour the espresso? Same principle. So this is actually the same thing, so to keep those notes before they oxidize.
So you'll freeze this part?
Yep, so you'll freeze this one, and you can kind of see here, it comes in two parts. This part gets frozen, this sits on a cup, so you can kind of see it right here on a cup. And then right here, you can see the espresso being poured on the tail, goes over it, just chills it enough to keep those notes, but it serves it at the correct temperature after.
And so the channel's there to help it flow easier?
Yeah, I always love the bottom of it, so if you look at the bottom, you can kind of see what happens. So we have these little sections right here so it can breathe when it's on a cup.
Okay.
And you can see, like, this is, because these are 3D printed, so there's a little bit of texture issues. But then you can kind of see what happens here with the...
so this is not metal. Oh, this is still stainless?
Yeah, it's all stainless steel. This one actually might be milled. So if you actually look at that, I take that back. This is probably milled. This one's 3D printed.
Well, is that how you're going to be doing for production, 3D printing?
No, they'll probably be real pieces. So we'll do molds, and they'll pressure fit them, and they'll weld the elements together.
And then what is this thing here?
So this is the freeze tray. So it comes with a silicone freeze tray, so you can chill up to 3 pucks.
These can also be frozen?
I guess you could. So originally we were thinking about doing vac sealed on the inside of it, so that it would be vacuum sealed, kind of like a tumbler. Okay. But we realized that it doesn't really stay in there very long, so it doesn't need that insulation.
So is it just standard pour-over brewing, or do you have a special methodology to it?
We're trying to make something that's really excellent, right? So we were looking at how we can actually make a really excellent pour-over, but also something that's really beautiful. And the other thing too is that there's already so many filters that work pretty good, such as Hario and the Chemex, so it works with both of those.
So what is this?
It's for cleaning espresso machines and grinders.
How does that work?
So basically, this is what it looks like. It's a little rocket ship.
And it's like a little for cameras.
Yes,
very nice,
so
nice.
you kind of shove it up in those little corners and everything, and it gets a lot of the crevices out better than brushes.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to take.
Oh, this is amazing.
Well, for coffee enthusiasts.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, look at you with the FX6.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, that was kind of cool. I just got this squeaky espresso machine blower, which is interesting. So you see the rocket shape? The rocket shape is really popular for camera people to use a squeegee blower for cameras, lenses and stuff like that. So this one has a little bit of a longer thing.
The AeroPress Gear coming out in a couple of weeks. It's a Triton high-level plastic, same functionality I would say. Then we have the flow control. So basically this gives you the opportunity to control the flow.
Why?
So first of all, it's not dripping through, so you don't need to use the inverted method, which we consider it slightly dangerous.
But were a lot of people complaining about the dripping? Is that what? After all this time, why make these changes?
Well, it's not a change, it's an extra opportunity to experiment. So we still sell it with a normal one, but with this one you can do things that you cannot with the other one. Okay. So this gives you the opportunity to experiment a little bit more.
Okay. And so what does it do exactly?
So basically it's not making the coffee going through unless you push.
So there's a valve of some sort?
Yes, there is a kind of valve, and if you push, it's coming out from a single point.
So it's like a silicone kind of.
It is.
Okay. So now, what about the pattern here?
So the pattern is to not make the filter stick, and to give the possibility for the liquid to pass through. Otherwise, it would go just here. On the other side, we want to extract from everywhere. That's why we have this pattern.
Is there a reason in particular why you use the diamond shapes? Or?
Well, we have done a few tests, and we found this one was the best for us. It can work with both the paper and the metal filter. With the paper filter, you get some, depending what you want to do, but if you reduce the amount of water and you use a coffee, let's say in the line of the Italian one, just because you need to get the cream, right? So it's not working with all kind of coffees, but if you get the right kind of coffee, you can get espresso style. We also just launched the metal filters as well a few months ago.
How does that differ than what's already on the market?
Well, first of all, is that 316 stainless steel, which is basically the highest for this kind of product you can get. Second, we made sure that it fits perfectly, so high quality and perfect fit. I don't want to say this is going to be the best in the market because I don't know, honestly, but I'm sure that this is going to work great with our product.
So does it have a tighter fineness than the other ones, or?
No, it's kind of standard. It's 180 micron. It's all about, I would say, the quality of the metal, making sure that it's a high quality, and making sure that the people that use AeroPress can use a product which we know is worthwhile.
Okay, and then what's this?
So this is still a prototype, so it's far from the final product, but I think we're looking for launch beginning of next year, a glass and metal version. So this is where we got until now, and I don't think we are that far.
Okay, I mean it looks cool, it looks very nice. And this is supposed to be the stand for it?
No, this one is a carafe for the XL, which is a double capacity AeroPress, 600 ml. due to the fact that they have a larger base, we will sell it with a carafe, but the carafe will also fit any other AeroPress. So you will find the carafe inside the packaging.
Oh, I see. Now, will you also have metal filters for this?
Not now, but I guess in the future we'll probably do that.
Okay. Is this glass now?
No,
this is plastic.
Right now this is plastic, but this is a prototype, yes.
Okay. Then with the XL,
this
back
one
and forth.
we are looking to launch it for summer.
Summer?
Yes.
But with this one, the filter material will be the same as the original?
We have different because unfortunately the base is larger. So as you can see, the filters are slightly bigger than the normal one.
But the material is the same?
Material is the same.
Okay.
And they're from Denmark.
Norway.
What do you think?
I dig it. What do we need to know about it?
It's 3 kilo fully automated coffee roaster, electric, made for easy maintenance and easy roasting. But you can roast 7 batches an hour, so you can roast 21 kilos an hour. And it also comes with an automated dosing unit. So when you have set your roasting profile for that coffee, you can fill a doser on the floor and press start, and it will roast whatever you fill the doser in. So 60 kilos. Oh, it's a doser which you have on the floor. Then it will dose out 3 kilos.
And that comes with the machine, or that's an extra?
It will be an extra feature. And it also comes with an automated dosing unit. It will take up to 3 kilos into the hopper. The roaster will roast it, take it out, cool it, and then automatically take it out either to a bag or whatever you want. Wow. That ecosystem is something we'll work on the next coming years. So, for example, there will be multiple things you can attach to the cooling tray for example.
So that it could basically be
You can roast 500 kilos a week.
set it and walk away type thing.
And he was telling me it's AI based?
Yeah, a lot of it. I mean, we haven't gotten all the data to, but once we start roasting, we'll gather all the data and we can use this for predictions and so on. But we're currently working on the camera module where we will use some data to be able to track the color and so on and monitor the roasting process. Besides that, we have first crack detection, a lot of smart solutions for easy maintenance. That's been a very, very important part of the design. So you can easily clean the whole exhaust in just 5 seconds. You can also take out the drum and clean it if you want to. Okay. Changing parts is super simple, and we have double sensors if anything fails. For example, the bean temperature sensor fails, then there are 4 of them. So the 3 remaining will just average out.
This is not coming out to the end of the year, is that correct?
We'll have a pre-production run this year, but like for the market, it will be next year.
Next year.
Hopefully early next year.
I have a client, prior to the pandemic, they built a restaurant. They built a cafe component. So they put in a 3-group Synesso Appia 2, which is fine. But as we've been talking to them about what they want to do as they get closer to reopening their cafe, the restaurant, of course, has servers. And they don't necessarily want to focus on hiring baristas and training baristas, which I totally get as an operator myself. And like I tried these machines in Saudi Arabia a couple years ago, and for one of the judges' calibration, we used the machines. And I was really, really impressed with the quality of the espresso and the quality of the milk. And so as my client and I were talking, it's like, would you consider this level of machine? He's like, I'm totally open to that. And so I wanted to get a full rundown about what I should be looking at, what models are available, and which one should I really be considering?
We'll just start with like base level of Eversys tech. So every machine within our range all comes with the same technology. So no matter which machine you choose, you'll get the same benefits of the ETC espresso system, the Everfoam milk steaming, and if you so choose, the internal milk steaming system as well. So we'll kind of go through the range. We'll start with Camia right here. This is probably one of our most popular machines, if only because it's got a really nice footprint. It's easy to fit into an existing bar. It has 2 hoppers. You can usually do regular or decaf, or if you want to do a single origin and a blend, that works too. Fully automated cleaning process with these handy dandy little cleaning balls. All you have to do is run the cleaning cycle at night. It can happen automatically, and you are good to go. So. As far as coffee goes, in terms of how we make it, we are looking at the same things that you would look at while preparing a traditional shot of espresso. We're looking at dose, we're looking at time, and we're looking at volume. We can program your desired volume, your desired dose into a recipe, and then we go ahead and we run what we call ETC on it, it's extraction time control. It's an algorithm within the grinder that says, I want my espresso to come out at, let's say, 26 seconds, plus or minus 3 seconds as my range. If the last 5 shots that the machine has pulled average to outside of that 26 plus or minus 3 range, then it'll go ahead and change the grind size to be within that time range once again. So it'll, if you're pulling 100 shots a day, it'll go ahead and make sure that it's pulling at the correct time for the entire day. So, we've all been there where you dial it in at 7 in the morning and then by 11 o'clock it's totally somewhere else. Our system will self-adjust so that you never run into that problem for the most part. Yeah, so it's pretty neat. Makes coffee taste pretty good. We're pretty happy with it. The Everfoam steam wand system here. So if you want to back up and take a look at the screen here, this is what a typical screen might look like here. We've got espresso functions on the left and then steam functions on the right, and then these are programmable to whatever you want them to be. So latte steam, cappuccino steam, for instance, it's all based off of this thermometer inside of the steam wand right here.
Okay.
You stick a pitcher of milk in there, press go, and it'll automatically aerate the milk until a certain temperature, and then it'll go ahead and stop the milk when it's at your desired temperature as well. So fully customizable Everfoam settings. So you can see I've got my latte, extra hot, cappuccino, extra dry. We've had customers do wet cappuccino programming, cortado programming. So really just whatever makes the most sense for your system there. But either way, that's the kind of core technology within espresso and steaming functions. Let's walk around to Enigma over here. So Enigma 2-group model, you can see that you've got 2 group heads. So if you are looking at the question of which machine do I buy, you can say you're pulling a double shot of espresso roughly once every minute. You can go, of course, faster than that, but if you're talking like a 26-second shot, there's some grinding time involved, there's some reset time involved. Ends up being about 40-45 seconds on the whole, but easier to say, roughly once a minute. So if you think about a brunch service, perhaps, right? 4 top comes in, they all order cappuccinos, another 2 top comes in, they order lattes, right? Then you may be looking at a period of time, a period of 15 minutes, where you are stressed and you want to get a lot of coffee out the door. That's where doubling your production comes into play. So,
but the technology in this machine is the same.
Right? 2 hoppers, cleaning ball, dispenser in the middle, and all the same settings. This one is set up to be a self-serve machine, so great for offices, airport lounges. You go ahead, stick a cup underneath, you say I want a latte, it gives you a latte. So we take milk from a fridge that's currently under the counter, and then it will froth it and then dispense it at the spats there.
Now when you say that this is self-service unit, how does is there a barista mode or something, or non-self-service mode?
Yeah. So that machine over there, barista operated. Yeah. The kind of really cool thing about our entire lineup is that it's very flexible for whatever setting you're putting it into. So that Cameo over there is the workhorse of a lot of cafes and bakeries and such. But we've also seen it go into offices, and it can be a self-serve machine for a small office or something like that. So pretty flexible. But to kind of cap out the range here, this is the Shotmaster Pro. So we can see we've got 4 group heads here. So this is really taken off with the rise of cold drinks on the market.
Cold drinks?
Yeah. I mean, like iced lattes, iced Americanos just going through the roof.
When you say it's taken off with
the popularity of those
drinks. What
drinks.
has made this become the darling of that?
You just need more shots. People want more shots. Yeah. You don't necessarily need more milk and steaming capabilities. The bottleneck becomes shots at that point, right? People want extra shots in their large iced latte. They want more and more and more. So having extra group heads really helps in that regard.
So just having the 4 group heads is what
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, like, again, that 4 top comes in. You need to make a lot of drinks in a short amount of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll get 4 shots in under a minute, which is crazy.
So when it comes to these machines, when you're, how do you go about setting it up?
Yeah.
Is it just it'll automatically do it for you, or do you have to actually go in there manually?
Yeah. I mean, you just have to, you have to program it. You have to tell it how much volume to pull. You have to tell it how much coffee you want in there. But then once you calibrate it, good to go. Just setting up this menu here. You can customize it however you like, and make sure that it works for your restaurant, your operation, your setting.
So when it comes to daily operation, a frontline worker only has to worry about filling the beans, is that right?
Pretty much, yeah. And and again, all these buttons here can be programmed to whatever you want them to say. So we've had operators say espresso goes in every drink, but then you go ahead and you build out your entire menu on the screen here to make it easy to say, like, hey, press this button for this, press this button for that, pour it into the cup, serve it out.
And how much will the bean hoppers hold?
They're about 1.8 kilos or something like that, so 2-3 pounds. Holds a good amount. Yeah.
And then milk is stored internally as well, or?
External milk fridge. If you're doing a milk system, such as this one, where, I suppose we should make you a drink.
Okay, very good.
I've been talking for long enough. I should make you a drink. So we'll go ahead, we'll get my espresso queued up, and I've got a milk fridge underneath that has a gallon of milk in there, and then milk will get sucked up into the machine, and then I'm going to ask it to dispense some milk out the front.
So it's now going to dispense cold milk?
Automatically frothed, texturized.
Oh, automatically frothed. Okay.
Beautiful milk.
So did you start out as a barista? Is that why you're involved with the Latte Art Championship?
Yep.
Okay.
I judged barista.
All right, so let's see the judge in action.
Oh gosh, I can't do a seahorse, but I can do a tulip at least.
You know, all Asians are supposed to be able to make dragons.
Is that right?
That's what I was told.
That's news to me. But here's a winged tulip for your troubles.
Looks great. Look at that. That's really pretty.
Yeah, really
so
nice.
super automatic can do it.
Natural Colombian unwashed Ethiopian. Really quite nice.
Yeah, very pleasant. Very pleasant. The milk steaming is really surprising. Well, I guess I'm not really that surprised. We've used this before, so. But if you think about super automatics, it's very surprising.
What happens?
What about maintenance?
Maintenance. So the entire machine we recommend on an annual PM cycle. The components inside are rated for that annual cycle, more or less. If you're super busy, it is cycle based. So for instance, the brew chamber inside here that's making your coffee, each side is rated to 50,000 shots. So if you are cranking out shots like no other, then you're going to have service a little bit sooner than that 1 year mark, of course, but that's true of any equipment. So.
When it comes to the group head, when you say servicing, is it just I noticed that on the breakaway machine there, there's a whole, looks like there's a whole unit that just slides out.
Exactly.
Is it basically you just swap them out? Is that it?
that's the beauty of the Eversys system. So Eversys actually does stand for Everlasting Systems. It's the kind of the idea of the co-founders that you're supposed to be able to just swap out those modules, the fully module based.
That's a user serviceable thing?
It could be with proper training. The whole idea behind it is that if something, let's say something terrible happens, you're down, we don't necessarily want or need to have a service technician. We've all been there before. They take apart the machine, they're there for 5 hours, they try to put it back together. It's not a great time. We can instead just ship them an entire module, they swap it, you're back up and running. So.
And what does that cost?
It depends on the machine, depends on the model.
But let's say like this model here.
Yeah. A swap would be 500 plus labor.
Oh, okay.
600. Maintenance-wise, compared to, for instance, a quarterly PM cycle for traditional equipment, it's very comparable.
Yeah.
We usually see that at the
$50,500 is not terrible.
For a swap,
Yeah. And that would be, you would normally swap everything?
Brew module, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, since we're dealing with milk, is there daily cleaning for it?
Yes.
Or what does that entail?
Yep. Yeah, you put some cleaning solution in the milk container, run that solution through the system, and then flush it out.
And then the same, similar for cleaning the group head per day on a daily
Yeah,
basis?
it's these cleaning balls I showed you at the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, that drops one of these into each of the brew chambers there. And then
So is this like a hopper for cleaning balls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
balls right up.
Oh. So can we look at these three models? Is that pretty much it for the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes in like different configurations, and you know, that one's the milk-specific shotmaster, that one's a steaming-specific shotmaster.
What does that mean, steaming specific?
So that one does not have the internal milk system.
Oh, you mean the auto frothing?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So
Yep.
this one you just do manual frothing?
Yep, yeah, and again, that manual frothing is still pretty easy to operate. You just get your milk in here, put it in there, press the steam button, and it'll take care of the rest. So let's grab some espresso.
All right.
So I got my espresso, I got my milk in my pitcher. I'm gonna steam a latte. We're automatically texturizing the milk, putting air in there. And then once it reaches the desired temperature, it'll stop aerating.
And the desired temperature is user settable, is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Grab it.
Story.
Some trade schools somewhere.
Go ahead.
So this thicker housing is part of the whole aeration system, is that right?
Yeah, it's got a temperature sensor in there. It's got just a steam hose in there, and there's my latte milk, nice and shiny and glossy. Go ahead and pour that in there.
Here he is.
There we go.
So there is a little bit of a texture difference between the two.
Yep, and that's customizable. This is, I could go ahead and turn it
Hey,
down.
how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good.
You like Eversys?
I'm very interested.
We talk. I just joined them.
Oh, yes?
2.5 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, great. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Right. So looking at this, I could go ahead, turn down my foam texture power. We've got an air pump inside the machine. That's currently set to about 50, my first time using this milk, so I could go ahead, turn it down a little bit.
Okay, so this result here is not necessarily because it's an external steam system than internal.
Yeah. I've seen our milk system, this external steaming system, with the milk that I have back in New York. Works beautifully.
Since this came from the internal system,
Yep.
it was definitely smoother.
My espresso consumption has skyrocketed since joining Eversys.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
David,
Go.
thanks, man. What has changed since last year, and what do you want to tell me?
Okay, so a year later, the machine is available for sale. That's changed. We actually turned on the web store on Friday, so we are now officially live to the world. We got our first order the other day. We're super pumped. But the biggest things are software related. So first of all of our menus, all of the menu trees are now live. Now our software is actually mostly developed. I mean, we're going to continue to update the machine over time. With that being said, one of the big things is you can see on these other machines over here, we've got USB cords kind of hanging out where the charging port is, but we through that port we can actually update all the firmware, all the software via USB thumb drive. In the coming months, we're refining the Wi-Fi and the cloud and all that, and then we'll be able to do updates over Wi-Fi. The machine now allows a user to select their brew pressures for stages of pressure throughout an extraction, anywhere between 3.5 and 9.5 bars. And that can be whatever you want it to be. So I could say I want pre-infusion to be 4 bars. I could say I want infusion to only be 7 bars. And I could say I want ramp down to go all the way back down to 5. And then when I go into manual mode and I go to brew a coffee, I'll bump the paddle and it'll go 4, 7, 5. And then in the history, I can now go in and I can see any of the extractions I've made. I can see pressure and flow over time. And if I like the shot, I can save it and I can create presets. And then when I go into programs and I select my presets, All I got to do is bump the paddle and it'll run the profile for me. So we're doing all of that with one pump and motor, and then we're using a matrix of mix valves to be able to manipulate the pressure throughout the brew. Yeah. So pump is always running at about 10 bars, and then the valve system is what's throttling back pressure and allowing that rate of flow to come through. Other things that are new, this is the first third-party custom machine that we've had done. So this was done by Pantechnicon Design. Really cool two-tone yellow. As well as
you sent it out to them to
yeah,
have it done? Okay.
we sent the machine to Jacob Ublake, the legendary Jacob, and then he came up with this design himself with doing the kind of the wooden side finishes. There's some accents down below. You can see kind of the wood inlays, brew paddle. Yeah, so wood grain all around.
Now, is this something that's available to have, like, can you buy it like this, or you can customize it yourself, or how does that work?
Jacob's actually going to be working with us in a way where he'll sell machines himself. So you can basically contact Jacob. He'll come up with a design for you, or you can tell him what you want, and then he'll acquire the machine from us. He'll put it all together and then make it available to the end user.
Any idea on how much of a premium that's going to add to the machine?
Well, we're selling this one this weekend. This one is available at $11,000 US. I should say that the classic standard finishes are $9,100 is our go-to-market price. So we sit kind of right between a couple of our competitors on the upper end of home espresso machines for price point. And right now, it's only available on our website, and with all things that are new. So we're only selling it through our website for a short time, just so that if anything goes wrong, we can take care of the customer as best we possibly can, give them as much support as we can. Even if that means just swapping the machine with them so we can get one back, figure out and learn, what's going on in that machine, and just make sure people are getting just an ultra premium experience. $9,000 is nothing to scoff at. We know that, and we want to make sure people are getting a really premium experience when they're buying this machine. Right now, the initial orders are probably going to ship in 3 to 4 weeks, but once we start rolling out production, it's going to be about a week turnaround time. Yeah.
And what are the colors available?
We have the white, the black, got the red, and then we've got the blue. I think that's it.
Natural Ethiopian. Yes, yeah, natural. Yeah, beautiful. Little tropical.
So how much coffee are we using today?
Today we have 17 blends, and what we will do is have the same brew, same recipe, one poured traditional, and then the same recipe but over the Paragon.
Now, why do you put an indentation in the top of the bed?
It's like a more even bloom. So instead of having this, imagine a bed of coffee like that, it's wider in the middle. So they have this to have a more uniform thickness of the coffee all the way around. So you have a more fast and more even bloom, and you'll notice that you have less bubbles. It just saturates it faster. So I have a freezer down here. I have more of these. So the whole idea is to keep that cold, and that cold temperature will help to cool down the coffee and avoid the evaporation, and have the volatiles not evaporate into the air but stay into the coffee itself. So I'll move that one out of the way. And then just slide that one underneath. And we'll have that sit just nice and close under the coffee. And I'll have that there for the first 40% of my brew, and then move it out of the way. And that might change a bit depending on coffees. We often find washed coffees a bit better the first 20 to 30%, and then natural process kind of 40 to 50%.
What's the total pour you're looking for?
I'm doing 270 of water.
270?
Yeah.
To 17 grams.
Yeah. And what we find is not all volatiles always taste positive. So we're not going to do the whole brew, and different coffees prefer different durations. So we recommend if you have a new coffee or a new roast, try the same coffee with a few different volumes over the ice rock and taste the difference, because they'll all have a different profile. Different volatiles behave differently during the extraction. So depending on the coffee, depending on the profile of the volatiles, will determine kind of how much of the volume is the best result. Beautiful. And you can feel that there, that's now, it's still cold but not frozen. So we'll put that back in the freezer, and then after about half an hour that will be ready for the next one. Yeah.
What's your difference of the coffees then after
It's not too much, it's about 3 degrees.
Oh, that's not that much at all.
No, because we're cooling down like the first portion only.
Okay.
So it's not too much of a difference. Yeah.
Do you use this on espresso as well? Because I've seen that a lot recently.
It's the same kind of methodology, same phenomenon. We're actually almost done now with our version for espresso. We'll have like a smaller, more simplified version and a slightly different design of this to suit the different espresso. That's kind of on the way. So we'll start with the first one. This is a control of the traditional brew and the same coffee number 2 over the Paragon. Taste.
Fruity. A little bit dry, a little bit bitter, I think, on the end, the finish.
Almost like wine.
Yeah, that tannic.
A bit winey, a bit tropical, maybe a bit full, but a bit more kind of like tropical fruits, I find. Maybe like a hint of dark chocolate as well. And then Paragon, when you taste this one, pay attention to the flavour, but also the texture. It's they find you have a bit more sweeter style fruit flavour, but then also the fruit and the actual body becomes more smooth, more balanced, and more interplayed together. And usually aftertaste will be a bit softer, a bit smoother. Oh, did you hit some?
No, I just want to compare them together.
Absolutely.
Thank you. There is a greater expression of fruit, I think.
The body's definitely different.
Yeah. It's very similar to the ones I've tried that I've tested at the shop.
It's definitely more rounded. It's completely
Rounded, that's a good way to put it. Rounded.
Sell this right now for
So, what'd you think?
Personally, I don't know if that much work is worth the slight discrepancy I could taste.
Okay, that's fair. I have noticed, like in the testing that we've done on other videos, that the results were better. There was definitely an improvement in overall flavor and smoothness. But I think, Matt, that's something to consider. Like if you're using this or if you're considering using this in a professional environment, it becomes a little more cumbersome. And maybe if you find a really good coffee that it works with really well, maybe it's worth the effort. But other than that, I think there's still a lot more to experiment with. But yeah, there it is. Some brewing there with the gold orb. Until next time.